early, but you know. Okay, welcome everybody to Coffee and Early Art in the Morning. I'm here early just so I can finish this up. Shh, there's only a couple of us here. Don't tell anybody. So I'm going to go ahead and I tore this out. I'm working in a page out of the Color My Sketchbook 4. And I want to finish this up. We started it last week. So I've just got or Monday? What day is today? Friday. I guess it started at Monday. Anyway, so there's a bear, and I'm going to make him look like he's in the mist. So right now, all I've got is just a little bit of coloring of the green. And I outlined the birds with a pen, with a marker. Well, I shouldn't say a marker because it's not a marker. Outlined, with a pen like this, so that when I paint around it, I don't get too close. So that's what I want to do. Oh, this brush is going to be too big, I think. Let's see. Yeah, let me get a different brush. So I just need a tiny little flat brush or something. Let's see if this will work for around the bird. That might even be too big too. We'll see. Need to go get some clean water too. Can you hear me okay? Okay. So I've already torn the page out of the book because I tear these out and put them in a binder. These birds are so tiny, and all I did was just put a little bit of pencil on them. I didn't even really color them. Just left them almost like they are, except with a tiny, tiny bit of blue. So it's probably even going to be hard to see what they are, but we're going to go for it. So all I did was just outline them so I don't get too close. So how's everybody doing? What weekend plans do you have? Marilyn, you should be getting Happy Mail today. Let me see what day it said. Tomorrow. Expected date tomorrow, Marilyn. Let me turn my fan around here. Expected date tomorrow. So you probably can't see too much right now, but like I said, I just want to finish this one up. And so we can move on to another page. Might even have to get a smaller brush. I'm just going in here with black acrylic paint. I just use Americana craft paint. People ask me what kind of brushes. These are just cheap acrylic brushes you get like at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Nothing special. No special brand except maybe my liner brushes. I get, it's called Master's Touch. It's a Hobby Lobby brand. Liner brushes because I like the handles on them. Let me see if I can find one here. Yeah, like these. I like these big, thick handles and the liner brushes. So I get these at Hobby Lobby. And I get them on sale because they're a little more expensive, like $5-6 each. So use a coupon or wait till they're 40% off. You're welcome. Holy mouse. Oh, going ways. Oh, that'd be nice, Steffi. That'd be nice. Have some time to yourself. I'm going to turn this upside down so I can get to the other birds here. I might put some planets and some nebulization to this black sky. We'll see. Let's see what we want to add to it. Something like that. Okay. I have to get a smaller brush, I think, to get around some of these trees. Maybe I'll just kind of tap them in there so they stay a little bushy. And then go in and add some more colored pencil to them. Because I want them to stay pine tree looking. Hey, Jay-Z. Ah, day off. Good. Nice to have you. Yeah, I don't stream every Friday. It depends on Hubster's schedule. So this Friday worked out. So I came on a little early to finish this Sketchbook4 Bennett Klein page that we started earlier in the week. Hey, little P Muse. Anybody else just popping in? I guess y'all got notification that I went live. So I'm just going to try to get this one done within about an hour or so. We'll see. I hate to put time limits on anything because I never know. Especially when I start to chat and stuff, I never know how long it's going to take. So I'm just going to kind of keep this real bushy around the edges. And then the tree limbs, I might get in there and make them longer too, just to make it different. Because you're the boss of your color book. And Annabelle, anybody else popping in? I'm going to get some coffee in a minute. Hope y'all can kind of see a little. Not real zoomed in. Sometimes I can zoom in with, or, get Trippy the tripod out. Today I don't have it hooked up that way, but so there's another picture in Bennett Klein's Dark. That's the one that Carol Renee sent me. Who's got that one too? Just in that right there. So what else y'all got going on this weekend? Blue Bears looking for Fern. We love our stories, don't we? We love making up those stories to go with our art. I'm just going to tap in the black, and then I'll go in there with color pencil over the top of the black for some of the little pine needles. Got to run some errands after I stream. Okay, that looks good. Now let's go along the bear. Let's don't make him too perfect along his back. So he looks like he could maybe around his ear there, and then just kind of fuzzy. Not that fuzzy. Got him too fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. I went to the bookshop. You didn't? You went to the bookshop and didn't buy a color book? I don't buy one every time I go either. I usually find something, but not every time, I go at least once a week, so I'm probably, it's because I know everything that's new of that week that I've looked for. There's a couple books I'd like to read, but they're really big in depth, and it's going to take a while, and it's time. It takes, I try to get a little bit of reading in. I don't read near as much as I used to. That's for sure. All right, now I'm going to move this book out of the way for a minute because I'm going to go off the edge and I don't want to get it on the book. All right, let me get a bigger brush for that. I do need to get some fresh, when I go get fresh coffee, I'll get fresh water. Because I've been using my paint water for Inktober, cleaning out my brushes from Inktober. And I don't want to make let me get here, keep it dry here. I don't want to dip my brush in black water and smear something like blue, you know, when I'm trying to work in blue or something. Hey, Kathy Cass. Hey, Mountain Dreamer Teresa. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm just going to try to get this page done from the Bennett Klein Sketchbook 4 before I move into Sketchbook Dark. There's a couple other, like the lookbook. Jean worked something in that, a couple of pages, and it made me want to get that one back out again. I'm just kind of keeping this dry so I don't smear it all over the place. What's everybody else doing artistic these days? I know Kathy Cass just did a cool pumpkin face. Time to make the coffee, that's right. I just made a pot, so I know it's probably ready by now. I could go get some. I'll get this part done first. But what's everybody else doing artistically or artistic-wise? Okay, there we go. Let's just keep that dry. Love how we all inspire. Yeah, I know. It's inspiring each other. That's a thing. Move my phone out of the way. So, hey, Tiff. Can take birds to the butcher. Do I want to know, Tiff? I hope they're not your pets. Don't email me, people. Card collages. Oh, good, Jay-Z. Delicate when you paint backgrounds. I am? I don't know. Hey, Suzanne. Yep, I gotta go get some coffee, too. You're working in Imagimorphia, Muse? But I ain't washing pandas. Muse. Muse, I'm working in Imagimorphia, but I ain't washing pandas. If y'all missed that show, there was a show on a Saturday when I just wanted to get caught up on my Imagimorphia. So I spent the Saturday, about 4 hours, I think, just putting a quick wash on all the animals. Well, most of them. There's a couple of mech ones I didn't. Putting a wash of acrylic paint on all the animals. And so we were all kidding that day about washing the animals, washing the panda. Making pages. And what kind of book, Teresa? Hey, Nat. Okay, so there's the background painted black. We love them like pets until the eraser. Oh, okay, Tiff. Gotcha. Yeah. My sister used to raise chickens. She had Rooster. Rooster used to chase her around when she used to run a track around her property, and the rooster used to chase her. His name was Roosty. Well, I won't say, because I know as soon as I say it, someone's going to email me, oh my gosh, that's terrible. So I won't say it here, Tiff, but yeah, I get you. Okay, so, yeah, I want a little bit like, I do have some, now I can put my book back under here. I just didn't want it under there when I was getting paint all over. I want to get a little bit of, let's see if this is going to be dark enough. No, that's not going to be dark enough. Yeah, Cassie got her a new set of, what kind are they called, Kathy? Pencils? She got her some expensive pencils. That mama got her some expensive pencils. I got a question. Can you do a little segment on how to work with a limited amount of Prismas? I'm so used to having all different shades for every color. Now I only have a set of 24. Well, you know, you can use other pencils with your Prismas too, Galena. They won't blend as the same. Blend the same. Just like my pencils aren't going to blend as well as the ones Kathy has. But yeah, you just gotta make you a color chart, Galena. The tails and creases all the birds, songs of each holiday and season. Hey Dorothy, you aren't allowed to stream just as I take a big sister. Yeah, Marcy Maryland goes, you haven't lived till you've been chased by a rooster. Oh, trust me, my sister Jody, yeah, she could tell you stories on Roosty. You had one named Roo, yeah. They can be mean. I mean, it was her. She fed it all the time and took, he knew who she was, but oh, she started jogging that track and he was on her like nip, 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 nip on her heels. Hey, Janet. I came on early to finish up this bear that we started earlier in the week before I started another page. And I knew if I waited till 9 to do this, we wouldn't get into another page. So I came on early to finish this one. So, okay. So, yeah, I was hoping Kathy, Holbein pencils. Yeah, I'm sure it's Holbein, right? Holbein? Um, yeah, they're not cheap, people. They're not cheap. Okay, I'm looking for a gray. This gray is going to be too. I need a darker one that I can use lightly. Let's see, this one is probably good. 70% cool gray, I think. I was going to say, dang, girl. Yeah, dang, girl. Yep, I'm starting early. Okay, now I have to decide if I want him to be like no real dark areas. Like maybe just this blue-gray is the darkest part of him. Except for maybe his eyes. We'll do his eyes dark. Let's make sure that's brown. I just got these are the ones I use all the time. Okay, I have tons of tons of Prismas, and they're bundled up. They're bundled up in bunches by color. Oh, that purple one needs to go here. But these I use like literally every single day. So I keep them here handy. Okay, this is a darker gray. Maybe that'll be dark enough. Just to get his eye in here. Hey, Barb 1221. I'm going to just do a little bit of shade, not too much, because he's going to be in mist. He's going to be in the mist, so he's going to kind of be, not real clear anyway, but I just want a little bit of, maybe just around his eyes and nose, and everything else will start fading out. But Kathy has done, she streams usually once a week. I usually don't get to make it to her streams. Hey, DeMonte. But she's an awesome artist, guys. Y'all need to follow her, Kathy Arbor, on YouTube. She doesn't upload all of her videos right away sometimes when she does a stream. But you can find her on Ustream too when she records. So he would roost in the Leland cypress, just high enough for me to feed him. I used a small bathroom. Oh, yeah, I know. That happens. Yeah, for sure, Suzanne. Been using the Spectrum Noir colored pencils, and those things are strange. The black doesn't smear. None of these smear. None of my Prismacolors smear in the sense that, like, they're not going to do that. But I don't know what you mean. Maybe you mean blend. It doesn't blend, Barb? Is that what you mean? I'm just hitting some dark highlights here. Need more coffee. Yeah, I gotta go get some too. Need more coffee. Yeah, I gotta go get some too. Just lightly, going over some of the hairs here. And I'll get more detail with the black pencil right up along the edge. Although I kind of like that little white. I might accent that even more. You can actually do this. Oh, so you're talking about if you have black, like like I always say, don't do the black eyeliner if you're going to do skin right up against it because you'll pull the black. And you're saying that the Spectrum Noirs don't pull, don't don't smear out. That's interesting. You can actually do the skin first. Or you mean like you don't have to worry about it, the black. Oh, that's cool. I'm sure Kathy can say about like the Holbeins or the Luminance. She uses those more expensive ones, and so she has a better handle on any of those pencils. And but for me, the my Prismacolors are my blendy ones. They just blend for me. Okay, thanks, Suzanne. Well, if that works for you, then just use that. Maybe use that black and the other brands of the other ones if you want. I mean, you can really mix a lot of brands. I mean, I haven't seen any that are really like. It's not like oil and water, where they really just do not mix out. You can't use them together. You know. Okay, I think that's probably enough. I want to kind of keep him fadey like because he's going to be in the mist. Maybe just a few a few odd hairs here and there. I want to keep him really kind of like he is in the picture. Prismacolor for life, JC. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind. The thing is about using some of the other ones. Like, um, Eileen sent me, I think it's 24 of the Luminance, but it's not enough to do portraits with, so I really can't compare. I can't compare. Kathy would be the one to tell you which ones work the best as far as all, for long-term use. If you want to buy expensive pencils, I would be asking Kathy which ones she thinks are the best because she has a lot of the different ones. So she's used them more. I can't really give you an opinion on haven't not used them a ton, just sampling them. Sampling them is just not enough to go out and invest in a lot of them if you don't know what you're buying, you know? Cuz they could get pricey. I mean, I think the Holbein set that Kathy bought's close to $400. Between $300 and $400. So, you don't just go buy those on a wing and a prayer and hope that you can, they're going to be what you want, right? You want to know from someone that knows what they're talking about. That's why I say to check out Kathy. I mean, peruse the awesomeness that is Kathy Arbor and her pencils. Been with them since. I know, me too. I've been with Prismacolor since Beryl, Sanford. Yeah, I know, me too. I mean, as far as price and everything, and apparently from the different ones that I've talked to who have bought the sets, newer sets lately, that they seem to have fixed a lot of the breakage issues that they had there for a while. So hopefully that's the case. You know, hopefully anybody that's buying the sets nowadays aren't having problems with the breakage issues. Yeah, and you can just buy them individually. Exactly, Barb. You know, now you do kind of take your chances on buying them individually that they haven't been dropped, because because that will break the lead inside. Well, I'll call it pigment. It's not really lead. But anytime you do buy one off the, individually, always make sure that the centers are centered. Like, let me check these. I haven't checked this. That's a good one there. That one's nice and centered. See how it's centered? Let me check this gray. Okay, this gray is not. Look at the gray. See how the gray is off center? This will not sharpen well. This does not bode well for Dede. That does not bode well for sharpening right there. So I know when you buy a box of them, you don't have any way of looking at the ends, right? Now, if I bought a box that had a whole bunch of uncentered ones, I'd be concerned. But apparently people are not having that issue anymore. But when you go to the store and buy them individually, like these two are good and centered. This one is not. See how it's off center? So that means when you go to sharpen this one, it's gonna break, or break easier. So that's one tip about when you buy individual ones. Okay, he's getting gray now, so I might want to go. Do I want to add some more blue in there? Maybe go over the gray with the, because I really want to keep him kind of blue, you know. And now that I've added so much detail to him, I'm getting him kind of gray. Maybe coming up to the edge with the blue will help here. Yeah, the polychromos, I guess probably, I've tried those and the luminance just a little. And I mean, I like them both. I guess it just depends on what you can afford. And again, ask Kathy if she's, here to answer any questions on them. They're better. I only had one bad one in your last haul. Good, Janet. Good. See, so I'm thinking they're fixing them because I've had so many complaints about the breakage. I'm just so used to them, guys. I've used them for so many years. It's like, I'm just used to them. So I'm just going to add a little bit more blue in there. Maybe a little bit more on his nose here. And again, I don't need to get down in here too much because I want this to be, it's going to turn into mist. So let's just go around this edge a little bit. That's looking pretty good. So if you're watching this recording on YouTube, thanks for watching. I'm talking to a live chat over on Ustream. What color pencil would you use for snow? If you mean like snow dots, I'd use acrylic paint splattered. If you just mean like an area of white, then I like blues. I like slate blues in shadows in white, like snow. If you mean like shadows in snow. If you mean like dots of snow, then I just would splatter it with acrylic paint. But if you want like shadows in the snow, I would use a blue, a light blue, like this, like a gray blue. I dropped a whole handful. Oh, Michaels, but they sharpen fine. Nobody. Oh, okay, Barb. I'm glad you bought them. That was nice of you. Barb says she dropped a whole handful of them in Michaels. I'm glad you still bought them. A lot of people probably wouldn't have bought them. Oh, I dropped these. They might be broken, so I'll just put them back and let the next sucker buy them. Every time I place an order with Blick or Jet, buy 2 or 3 polyconos and use them with your prismas. Maybe one day I'll have a set. Yeah, yeah, Suzanne. Yeah, large areas of snow. I would shade with blue, like this, like a blue gray. This is, I think it's called slate blue, blue slate. Yeah, blue slate. That's one of my favorite shading colors is blue slate. I use it for a lot of things, undertones in skin, a lot of things. Okay, so I think he's looking pretty good. Maybe I need to carry this blue out just a little farther over here. It's going to be covered up pretty much, but I want it to show through. On the other Renee. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's making you log in every time or you're getting unlogged every time you leave. That's going to probably depend a lot on your browser if you save your passwords and all that or not. Whether you have to re-log in every time, and then if you have to re-log in every time, then you're going to be anonymous when you don't log in. Know what I mean, Vern? Hey, Judy Patootie. Yeah, if you don't stay signed in when you leave, and you have to log in every time if you don't save it. Okay, I think that's pretty good as far as how far out I want to carry this blue. So I just came on early, guys, so I can work on finishing this one up from the Sketchbook4 before I go on to any other ones. Hey, Brenda Blue. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. Hey, Terry Trouble. I know she's... Shh. Terry Trouble's probably hadn't even had her first cup of coffee yet. It's early for Terry. I'm just kind of uncurling the edges here a little bit because I did tear it out. And these papers are thin. This one's a thin one. And when I get done with these guys, I just put a double-sided tape on the corners underneath and tape it to a black cardstock. Then on the back of that, or on the back of this, I could write what color book it came out of, and then I put it in my binder. I haven't. It is, and my oatmeal is cooking. Okay. See? I came on a little early to finish this page. All right, but before I finish it, I'm going to have to use some white paint and stuff. And my paint water is black from using it for Inktober. It's full of ink. So I need to go get me some fresh water and coffee. So I'm just going to leave this sitting here for a minute, and I'll be right back, guys. Busy day today, Scooby says. I have to get things ready for your daughter-in-law's baby shower. Oh, fun, Scooby. Scooby girl. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. 1 minute. Just give me a minute. Take my water bucket downstairs and get fresh. Alrighty. All right. Hey, Terry? All right, so back to finishing our bear here. All right, so again, let me sharpen my blue. I just kind of outlined the little birds with a black pen before I went around it with black paint. And now I'm just going to kind of go back over, like pull it out just a little to maybe make them look like they're flying. You can't, they're so tiny. It's just, you know, kind of have to indicate. You can just kind of tell by the shape that they're birds because the color book is so tiny with these birds. So like that. Yeah, exactly. Don't be typing today, Terry. Let your arm rest. And good morning, Jean. All right, so now I'm going to go in here with the green. I kind of want an olive green, I think. A light olive. That's a little lime. This one might be too dark. Let's see, that won't show up. Might have to go with the lime just to have it show up. All right. And let's do with maybe both. Because this is like pine needles that are kind of sticking up, poking out, and they're not going to show very much. So I think what I need to do is do a little bit of this olive green on the insides and then pull the ends out into the black with the lighter green. All right, let's get it to... Probably can't see too much. I probably should zoom in a little bit. Zoom in one. Refocus. You're eating, leave. Terry. I'm eating, leave me alone. Just a little bit of extra darker green in there. No typing with your mouth full. All right, so now I'm going to get in here on the ends where I painted around and just pull out some little like sticks of pine needles. And then get in there with the brown twigs. some of the branches inside here. It's very tiny. I mean, can you see how small this is? Look, look at my hand. It's a very tiny detail in here. Way in the back. These trees. Hey, Janice, Kingor, Carol. Granny, Judy Patootie, Cats. Anybody else popping in? I'm just coloring this. I came on early to finish this one up that we were working on earlier this week. So I wanted to get it done. Okay, now I think I want just a little bit of a light tan color to kind of get in there with some more of the branches and all. Maybe a couple. Maybe I'll have some branches coming out. I don't know yet. I kind of wouldn't mind that. Just have a few sticking out like that. And color in some of the other ones. Gives it a little bit more something, something. Those branches. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. Yeah, it was Michelle's birthday. You're welcome, Michelle. Glad it got there on time. Maybe it needs to come behind a couple birds. It's going to almost look like they're kind of landing in the branches, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's make them a little bit more pronounced right on the edge. Okay, I think the little forest looks pretty good. Okay, now let's come down here to these rocks. A little bit more gray or a few darker areas in the crevices here. Not too much. I want to leave it very faint, like far away, because I am going to put mist in here in just a second. I just got to figure out if I want any like stars or any kind of little moon up here, something like that first. I'm just kind of following some of the contours of the gray that's, you know, already there from the grayscale. Just kind of following along some of that. Thank you. You're welcome, Suzanne. Everybody thanking for the cards. You're welcome. Thank you for your color book. All right, so I think I'm going to leave it like that. All right, now I think I will put some kind of a little bit of a moon up here. Where's my white pencil? Maybe right over in here. Let's make it darker. I mean, you know, more condensed, and then a nice little glow around it like that. Something like that. Like you'd see on a foggy night, because we're getting ready to put mist. Let me move this is the book we're working out of, Color My Sketchbook 4, Bennett Klein. And I'm going to move it out of the way because I'm going to smear paint now, and I don't want to get it on the book. So I'm just going to put out a little bit of white paint. This is all dried. Just a little bit of white paint. You get a baby wipe. And let's see how I kind of do this gently. The cards we get are pieces of art. Yes, they are pieces of art. They are. The cards that you get, yeah. Now, I do this so I kind of mash the paint into the baby wipe. Kind of mashes it in there because I want to do this gently. I can always add as many layers as I want, but it's hard to take it away. So I'm going to start over here and start. Remember, I'm trying to do mist, like the bears coming out of the mist. So I just want to kind of be real white down here in the corner. So you can't really see them over here. And just kind of gently have some areas that are, so you can really tell that there's some kind of foggy something there that he's in. And we'll carry that up through in here. Might need it a little heavier up in here so you can see it. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, need a little bit more paint. There's a couple areas I just need a little whiter. Right in here. Something like that. What do y'all think? Thanks. I'm hoping it kind of gives it that effect. You know, I'm going for the bear in the mist. And then down here, I really want it really white. Now, I am getting this page curling up at the end because it's getting pretty wet down here. I need a little bit more paint. So I need to really dry it. It's best to dry between layers. Alrighty, maybe a little bit of foggy stuff coming up this way. Give it a little. Like it's kind of coming out of the mist. Alright, let me smooth that down a little. Something like that. Too much of a line. I don't want a line. There we go. That's better. Do you ever use gelatos? Not really, Michelle, because if I use anything like that, I use my Neocolor 2s. My Neocolor 2 water-soluble crayons. If I'm going to use a crayon, that's what I'm more apt to use than gelatos. The thing about gelatos is because they're so oily, it's kind of like the oil pastels, you know, you can't go over them with color pencil. You just be digging into the wax, you know, and I like to add color pencil. Okay, needs a little bit more smoothing right there. And a little bit more bright right there we go. Just a little brighter right there. Something like that. And maybe we'll put one shooting star. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that, guys. Leave it like that. Lots of white down there. Because that's kind of how it was. There was really nothing down here. So I think we're going to go with that. All right, let me hit it with a heat gun real quick, just to have it, so I set it aside. I'm not hurting it. Thanks, guys. I'm glad y'all like it. Heat gun. Thanks, Grammy. Well, I hope that when I do these, y'all get some ideas. You can always practice them on a practice color book page. You know, have a color book page that you use just for, like, testing. And so what I usually do is then, and some of them I cut down even more. Like the jasmine ones, I cut them out of the book, so there's a lot to cut off the edge. When this one, there's not going to be that much to cut off. It's actually just on the sides. but I still mount it on a piece of black cardstock. And all I do is just put a little bit of double-sided tape, because I'm not really trying to glue it to this. I just want to kind of tack it down just so it goes in the color book notebook. So I usually just put a couple pieces of double-sided tape just to kind of tack it down, because it's going in a sleeve. It's going in a page protector, so it doesn't really have to be not like a matte framing it or something. I just want it flattened out, and stuck to a cardstock. I got that a little crooked. Let me I want it to fit in the book. I want it to fit in the page protector. So then I usually just write on the back, and I know that it's Bennett Klein when I say sketchbook number whatever, or sketchbook 1, 2, 3, 4, sketchbook dark. But if if you want to make sure, then you can write that. And then I'm gonna have another page on here anyway, so that's not going to show in the book unless you pull it out of the sleeve. So yeah, let's get the light to come back here. There we go. So it's very subtle, very muted colors. And I think he kind of looks like he's coming out of the mist or the fog. But it's just a little bit of that little touches that come over the top of things that make it look like they're in there. You can't be afraid. I mean, that's why I said if you're not sure, do a test something. Get a color book page that you just want to have that certain page to do tests on. And then color something and then try to lightly go over it with some mist or water or whatever you're trying to do to test on your practice color book page. But that's the kind of thing that makes it look like he's set back in there. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop this recording, guys. So if you were watching this episode, this is from the Color My Sketchbook number 4. And yeah, we'll be right